Hello my friends and welcome. So this is the first video I'm doing in the series of On the Couch with Paul. Yes, I'm going to start inviting more and more entrepreneurs, businesswomen and men, athletes, and having frank, open, serious discussions on business development, why they got into the business, how are their industries doing, especially in the fitness industry where I tend to do a lot of my work. I am curious to know exactly how, one, the Dubai market is doing, and two, how they've made their transition into the world of fitness or into the world of entrepreneurship on a whole. And so the idea is to try to give them tips if they need help, get ideas so that it can help you as a viewer, and overall just have a frank, open discussion. Cool? So this is On the Couch with Paul. And the meowing you're hearing in the back, if you can hear it, it's my bloody cat that won't shut up. But hey, it's good. So today I have with me Deepti. And Deepti has been a friend of mine. We've done quite a few shoots in the past. And she's also just made the move from the corporate world into the world of Pilates fitness. Deepti, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Having a spot of tea.
Tea lower.
Yes, yes. So, Deepti, you're from India.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of background of your, I guess, however personal you want to get. I'm always cautious about, especially women in Asian cultures and whether they like to reveal their age and their kids and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I want you to feel comfortable that you can talk about anything. Cool?
Yeah,
all right.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm an Indian, married. Mm-hmm. I'm 39 years old.
Right.
I have an 8-year-old naughty son. Really keeps me quite active since he's been around.
Yeah. And
I was in the corporate world for about 17 years.
Okay.
And did a lot of work there. I was a director there, doing a lot of business development and transformation, re-engineering work. And then I recently moved to the Pilates world, which is exciting, new. I'm learning so much.
Yeah. So that's a good overall. Now let's get deep. Get deep. What is it that made you want to change into this world? Because this is a very different and very diverse world. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been giving you some advice over the last, couple months, 3 months?
Yeah, 3, 4
3 months, yeah.
Yes.
And I guess you realize that it is pretty hard to navigate. It is a mind shift. Am I right?
Yes, it is a mind shift.
Yeah. So what made you want to get out? I like to get into the brain of it. What is it? What is it that made you make this?
I think to do something fulfilling. And when I say that, it's because when I was in my corporate job, what you were doing is, I don't say it's a boring job, it's about your interest. And I was doing what I was doing, but then I was realizing that, when I'm going to get, into my 50s, what is this that I'm gonna take it for lifelong, right? What is it that gonna keep me on my toes, make me active, something that is also investing, I'm investing in myself as well.
Right.
And that was very important to realize that, I've realized, and a lot of times I would say with Indians, what happens is that they lose the touch with their hobbies or with their interest as they grow old. And I saw that very deeply with the older people I meet, that suddenly when they retire, they realize they have nothing to do. They forgot what they were, what was their interest, what they were passionate about.
Yeah.
And I started to think about what I want to do, when I'm going to be 60. And the kind of person I am, I'm very active.
Right.
So I wanted to be...
She's in amazing shape. She's hot. You can't see it from there, but she's hot.
Thank you. I like it. So I realized that you need to have a career which is fulfilling, which benefits you and others, because there's a lot knowledge that you can share with people and really change their life. And I wanted to do something really fulfilling for myself.
Okay. So now, coming from India, and we all, especially a lot of my audience are from the Caribbean, the West Indies. My Cayman Islands people are really what I'm shooting a lot of these videos for as well. Even though it is for the Dubai market, I want to encourage not only entrepreneurs in Dubai, but also to help entrepreneurs around the world as well. So my audience is wide, but when you're all the way over in the Caribbean, of course, it's a 24-hour flight to get over to this side of the world.
Yeah.
Especially India is even a little further. So it's a matter of trying to get others to sort of see through your eye, your culture, and the way things work.
Right.
And also from a female perspective. And in asking that question, you find that having a husband and a support system made the transition a little easier for you into the world of entrepreneurship?
Well, I would say I don't have a support system like, the support system. My family is back home, right? So we are all by ourselves in Dubai.
Yes, this is always one of the issues.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. So since my son is 8 years old, there are a lot of things that going on with him as well. But I think you got to do what you got to do, right? And if you make a decision that you really want to stand for, you want to do really something which is you're really passionate about, you got to take out time for that. Okay. You got to really invest in that, right? And I wanted to do that. I wanted to, and I think I spoke to you as well. I want to make my second career inning as successful as my first one was.
Right.
And I'm totally determined and kind of making all the effort to do that. So it's just a starting, and it's exciting. I'm learning a lot of new things. And it's every day is new for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the world of entrepreneurship and owning your own business, no 2 days are the same.
Absolutely.
You're going to have some good months.
Yeah.
You're going to have some really crappy months.
Yes.
Especially in an area like this, where it's highly transient. You'll find that a lot of people leave on vacations, for example. You'll find that business goes down. You got to know how to deal with these high and lows. So these are all the little issues that I'm trying to get you to understand and prepare for. My first lesson in this business, or that I would like to teach people, is simply that you have to have a totally different mind shift about the world of entrepreneurship. And usually this mind shift does not come until you've learned a few nasty lessons. What I mean by that, let's just give you a small example. The idea that you've now made a transition, you've saved some money and you've done it, you've gotten out, right? If you don't start to shift your spending habits to now suit this erratic payment system that you're going to get, you're going to really quickly realize that the savings that you have allocated for this venture dries up very quickly.
I know.
Incredibly fast. I'm sure you're starting to experience that.
Yes, I have realized that, and you know what? Seriously, I had to make really, conscious decision of how I want to spend my money,
right?
Where I need to spend my money,
yes.
Because when you were in a corporate job, the money was flowing on a monthly basis.
Consistent.
Yeah. A lot of people told me that you're doing this shift, but you're gonna realize that you're starting from a rock bottom again, and you're gonna really miss few things. And I need to prepare myself to be okay with that.
Right.
And yes, I have done those adjustments, cut out on my expenses, which I felt that, I can avoid it.
Right.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to make those conscious efforts to fit into where, towards your earning, right? What you're earning right now.
Exactly.
And
I was talking to a girl last week about, the little things that she'd have to do. Now, she has, as simple as this sounds, she has this habit of every day she go buy a cafe latte skinny, some crap from Starbucks every day. And her excuse is, but it's only 17 dirhams, equivalent of $5 a day in the West, right? And I said to her, you're going to have to cut that out. That has to be a once a week thing. Simple.
yes.
You got to realize that has to stop. Oh my God, no, I've been doing that, so long, and this is part of who I am. As I feel comfortable, and that makes me feel like I said, you got to cut that out.
Yeah.
And she had such a hard time getting her brain to shift, because to her, this one simple act of getting that latte, skinny, whatever the hell they do.
Gives a
Hey, listen, man, I have my coffee black, period, right? And I make it at home. I said, you're going to have to just buy a machine, right? And do the shit at home. Simple.
yes.
Because I can tell you that $5 a day, multiply that by a month, and then multiply that over a year, you're looking at a lot of savings.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I did that too, and why I'm saying that, because my son loves the Tim Hortons, all those cold shakes and everything.
Right.
And I realized that you're spending so much on these coffees and shakes and everything, and this got to cut down.
Right.
And you can do it at home, and
Yes,
you can
of
do it
course.
with. And seriously, we don't go to Tim Hortons anymore. I mean,
Right.
it's just a monthly activity if we are out and he needs
No
it.
offense, Tim Hortons.
No offense, yes.
If you want to sponsor me, I'm
Yes,
still
please.
here.
Yeah. No offense. It's just we're making people aware
Yes,
how
exactly.
to cut down on the expenses,
Yes.
where you
They
can do
can buy
that.
the beans from Tim Horton.
Yes.
Yeah?
Get a
Yeah.
coffee machine
Exactly.
and make your own coffee every day.
Tim Hortons
Yes.
beans. Yeah.
That was a
I
good
can't.
one.
Hey, listen, man. I can't eliminate none of the sponsors here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, yeah, but I think people get your point. That shift. But as simple as it sounds, it is a serious mind shift. Now, we gave you a simple example of coffee, just one little thing, but that comes to all your Netflix, all of your little subscriptions for this, that, and this. It's amazing how much they add up over the year.
Yeah.
And people don't get it, because the next thing that we got to talk about is, on top of all of the expenses, you have a business license, you have education,
Yes.
you have the training, education, goes hand in hand. All of these things come into play as
Yeah.
well.
And you have to keep on learning. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So another issue that do come up that kind of frustrates me with a lot of people is that they feel that they need this amazing amount of training in a formal way to actually get ahead. Now, this is not as severe as you think it is, and maybe it's a better word than severe than, I don't know. They put way too much emphasis on this formal education, whereby a lot of this education is readily available online. My advice to all entrepreneurs is to learn two basic skills real fast: basic accounting and basic marketing. Simple.
Yeah.
Basic accounting, basic marketing. Because I don't give a hoot how much education you have on the formal part of getting your job done. If no one knows about it, marketing, you'll never sell it,
Yeah, true.
right? So you'll never make money. And once you make the money, you got to know how to balance and how to organize your finances so that you stay ahead in the game.
You stay in your profit.
Yes, exactly. Because most people just don't know how to manage, especially entrepreneurs just don't know how to manage the money.
I think we get too busy as you become an entrepreneur. You get too busy in just running the business, and you're too busy in probably focusing yourself and the way you are. Like in fitness industry, you're too busy with your clients or probably getting more education, but then you forget about either your marketing or you're about, you know, how you're doing as a business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the two basic things that I would strongly advise you on. Now, tell me, what is it that bothers you the most? What is it that you feel will be your biggest challenge in this industry?
I think the biggest challenge for me in this industry is to keep the interest of the clients in Pilates. It's a different world than the whole gym thing, right?
Right.
And it's very, I wouldn't say it's new. It's been there. People were not aware of that.
Right.
So I think it gives me a lot of opportunity to make people aware of that. And that's one of the challenge because, you know, it's not like gym thing. So a lot of people...
It's not like a personal trainer,
yes,
one-on-one. Yeah, I get what you mean.
And also, you know, people come to the gym with a lot of, they want to get that adrenaline rush and they want to do it, you know, push it hard. But Pilates is more of a mindful movement.
Right.
So I need to bring them from one point where they're thinking of the whole gym movement to a Pilates point to think about your mindful movements and get them engaged to that. So keeping that interest on. So that's challenging as well as interesting for me because a lot of clients, when I educate them about their body, about their posture, how they should move, what they should do, how they should breathe, they certainly realize, and they told me, and that's the feedback I keep getting from people saying, we never realized we had those muscles, small group muscles. We never felt that.
Oh gosh, Pilates, for those of you who haven't done Pilates, man, I've done a few Pilates classes. It's rough. As simple as the movements look.
Yes.
Constant tension, I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard.
And everything works in Pilates. So that's why it is called a neuromuscular strength training program because it works from here to everywhere, right? Yes. And that's what I feel good about. So it's challenging as well to educate people, shifting them to learn that both things are good. Your gym is also good, your Pilates is good, why you should do and when you should do it. Right. So that's very important.
You feel that, well, let me ask you from this perspective, who would you like to attract as a client base? Men, women, age. I mean, there's a there's a demographic. There's a demographic that you're looking to. Well, who would you like to work with? Who do you want to?
So I'm okay to train anybody, men, women.
Okay.
I think it's about giving them the right, you know, knowing their stated focus. So I really focus on people to know what they really want to, you know, what they're aspiring to be like or what is their stated focus, and I work accordingly to that. Okay. And so I don't look for like an age, or I think Pilates is for everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
And but I'm more concerned about what they want from me, how they want me to train them. If somebody comes to me and say, oh, I want to get really fitter, I know what kind of training program to put for them, right? If somebody's looking for more agility or something, I have to do that way. Okay. But I do not have, I don't want to structure myself into more confined, you know, ways, saying I just want to train maybe women only, maybe men only, or maybe for rehabs. No. Okay. I want to do it all.
All right. So what we're trying to determine here is, and I'm giving you my personal experiences with Pilates and fitness. I mean, I've done a bit of Pilates. I did more yoga than Pilates, but one thing I've discovered as I get older, now in my 50s, it's amazing what it does for me. Yeah. You know, I don't know if this is an experience that you've had.
With certain clients, yes. Yeah. And I always say that, and it's there's a quote as well for, you know, from Joseph Pilates saying, as even at your 50, if your spine is agile and you're able to bend and your spine is mobilizing, you are young.
Oh, okay.
And that's the idea. So in Pilates, we have a lot of movement where we focus on extension and flexion, doing rotation, and that's how we kind of keep ourselves active. Not only that, I think in Pilates everything works. It's just not your spine. It's about your whole body, your small muscle groups, your large muscle group. Everything works that. And what it really does, and especially when you talk about people in their 40s and 50s, when they realize that, oh, I'm slouching a bit, oh, my posture is changing.
Right.
Why it is changing? Because we have developed kind of habits, where we are sitting in a certain way, we are sleeping in a certain way, and that really changes your posture.
Right.
And Pilates takes you back to really know about your own body, how you should be sitting, working, walking, what muscle you should be using all the time, how it is. So I think there's a lot of self-awareness that goes into Pilates as well. It's a mindful movement.
Definitely, by
Yes.
far. So is that why you got into it? Is that why you felt that you can help other people?
Yes,
into
and
this?
it was my own personal experience as well. I had a sciatic pain because I was working. I'm quite a fitness person. I've been working out a lot, but I think I was not engaging the right muscle, because I was not aware.
Right.
And then I got into a sciatic pain. That's one of the time when I was so frustrated that I was not able to work out.
Sciatic pain, for those of you that don't know, explain it.
It's a pain that's it starts from your hip.
Right.
There's a nerve that really hits you. You're not able to even walk.
So it goes down your feet.
It goes down to your
legs.
feet,
Yes.
and you're not able to walk. Forget exercising. So it's kind of pain that is not always there, but it comes into waves, right? And
Right.
that needs to be treated. So what I was doing is I was overworking on the wrong muscles when I was squatting. Or when I'm doing my leg workouts, and I realized that there's something that wrong I'm doing about it.
Right.
So I went to this Pilates studio, and there I got, I would say, treated. They gave me sessions telling me what you're doing wrong.
Okay.
What muscles you're not engaging. How are you breathing? And that got really hooked me to Pilates.
So it's important, and this is what I'm experiencing as I get older. I find so many people now starting to do what makes them happy. And there's an old philosophy saying that, we literally work most of our beautiful life to make money. So it's literally like selling the best parts of your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
To then ultimately stop when you're now so decrepit and finished that you can't even enjoy what you've worked for.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't deal with that. At 24, I just said, I had enough of working for someone else. And, so I'm so impressed that, you've reached here at this point.
Yeah.
And finding something like Pilates to help others to do it or to live a healthier life is, I think, your life mission now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I think what I want to pass on this whole goodness of Pilates to others as well. Why? Because like you said, we don't really know what we are doing until we realize when we are old that, oh my God, what we have done to our bodies.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you don't realize that.
Yes.
So it's pretty much, making them aware how beautiful it is to live a healthy life, a fit life, and also being so conscious about your body, keeping it right. Your posture should be right. And why? Because it really impacts you, right? And also it makes you happy. So I feel most happy when I'm doing Pilates. I think it really relaxes me as well. And also, I think when you do one kind of a workout, your body gets so used to of that you don't really realize that if you change your workout into, you're really working on different type of muscles. And you know, I think our body has a habit of cheating. So when people come to Pilates, they give me the feedback that we never realized we have these muscles as well.
Right.
Or, you know, what about why we need to breathe in certain way? You know, why we need to do things in certain way. And it's so important to get them engaged into that you need to understand how it will help you.
Yeah, of course it's worse now because we got a massive sitting
phones,
and
laptops,
lying, and what they call it, text neck culture.
Yes.
The tech ruins you.
It is, and
ruins you.
So many people I've met, we all have, you know, faulty, no, I won't say faulty, it's the kind of lifestyle that you have imbibed over the years has impacted you to have a forward head.
Right.
You're slouching, because of computers, you're sitting in certain position for hours, that deteriorates your posture.
Yeah.
So it's so important to keep moving around.
Yes.
It's so important to do Pilates, to open up, to really learn how to keep your body fit, right?
So for those sitting in the office and hitting those office jobs, getting up at how often?
Half an hour.
Every half an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move around.
Yeah.
Rotate.
I set my alarm to, the Apple Watch, it basically tells you time to stand. Mine is set at 20 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
As well.
Because me, being a man, men shouldn't sit. We have prostates, and especially as we get older, as this prostate starts to enlarge, we should get up and ease the pressure off the prostate much more often. So I make sure that every 20 minutes I get up just so that. Yeah.
But not everyone can do that, right? Yeah, I mean, but they have to make a conscious effort.
Yeah, you have
I think fitness is all about making those conscious, small efforts, right? Yes. Like a lot of people come to me and ask me that, how did you transform from, how you were maybe 1 year back to now? It's all about taking those small little steps, making your life more disciplined.
Yes, and that's just it, discipline. Okay, listen, let's not drag this first interview out. I'm sure that we're going to have more conversations.
Definitely.
Yes?
There's more to share.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
And being with me on the couch. I think we should turn to that camera there and say, guys,
bye.
I'll see you again in the next segment.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.